Hello, in this video I'll be talking about for loops. Now, to write a for loop, we write for, we typed in int I, the I could be anything. We will need to then initialize a value for it, and then it takes another part, which is going to be I is bigger than or smaller than a value, and then yeah, didn't put the value. Let's just make the value in real quick. So int, let's just call it number, and then slap it here, and then we plus to the I, and then open brackets. Let's just initialize a number here. So there's actually a quick way to make for loops. I'm just going to show it now. So you just type in for in Visual Studio, press tab twice, it automatically creates it, just to make life easier. So we have three parts. We have our initialization, we have our condition, so I is smaller than or I is greater than whatever, and then we have the iteration, so it just keeps adding. So if I write console.writeLine and we put in this has looped plus I, so how many times we went through the loop, and we get nothing. And why is that? Because I is the other way around. There we go. It's because if I is bigger than n, I was never bigger than 10, so it didn't loop once. But now that we changed the operator to smaller than, then it runs it 10 times. It starts at 0 because our I starts at 0, so it's actually 10 loops, but we count from 0. If you want to actually count it properly, we could just change this to 1 and we can make it equal. Because if it's equal, it'll run through that 10th time. So there you go, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, for loops are very good to combine with if statements. So I'll make a very quick exercise. This is actually something that I had at one of job interviews. So I think it went something like loop 100 times for every, and then I don't know, at specific numbers you would just like for numbers like, I don't know, 10, whatever. For multiplications of 3 or something like that, just ignore it. So let's just do 100 times, and then we'll make an if statement. So if I is, for now let's just do if I is equal to 10. That is too many loops. And then we will put in something other. There we go, let's just do it like this. The wrong number. Yeah, so it will keep looping. Well, then you go on the 10th number is, so this is one thing that is very common for loops. Again, now just to show you how loops are used in an actual environment. So here I have a little program that I work on. No, I don't want to save it, do I? I do. Okay, so if I press play, it should work. Okay, so here we have two robots that just shoot each other. I paused it because the sound's annoying. Now the robots loaded into the game, but how is that done? And that is done through code. So if we look at my manage game class, which is what handles adding players as well as disabling them at the start. So here I have a list, which is something I not mentioned yet, so I'm just not going to say anything on how the lists work just yet. But basically, this is equal to a number. This is like our variable. This is our variable, and then for every single car that is there, it adds it. That's basically what it does. So it runs the loop, it adds our car. Same for disabling. So when the game ends, for every single vehicle that we have in that example shown before, it runs it, it checks if he actually has a specific class, which I haven't mentioned, but it checks if it is a vehicle, and if it is, it stops the vehicle. It's as simple as that. So I wanted to show the example because loops is a thing that, from my personal experience, a lot of people don't use a lot when they start programming. But in reality, loops is a very simple concept and it's very useful. Like if I look at all of my classes for this project, let's just go through. Most of them contain loops. If we just look here, there's going to be loops appearing all over. There we go. Loops, loops, loops. So yeah. So just a big emphasis on use loops, get comfortable with them. They're very useful for what they do. And that's it for this video. In the next one, I'll mention other types of loops. I'll probably try to put all of the other loops together just to speed up the process.